going to be your perspective that really brings the personality to the doll.
For me, these girls is way more than just sexual. Now you're taking on the responsibility of taking care of a piece of you.
How's it going? Companionship. It's a beautiful thing. It can result in endless benefits on the well-being. It can help you not just focus on yourself, but potentially even learn to become a better person. To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. You don't need someone to complete you. You only need someone to accept you completely. I want to be your favorite hello and your hardest goodbye. You could say that again. So, why continue alone? Why keep pushing forward in this dark, endless abyss of life on my own? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna find a companion. Companionship. Here I come. So on this episode, I will be bonding with a sex doll. In order to form a bond with a sex doll, I'm heading to a sex doll factory. I'm gonna meet with a man by the name of Rick. But first I'm gonna stop by a party supply store to grab a disguise to help protect Rick's identity. All right.
Hey, Taji.
Hey Rick, how's it going?
Good. Very nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, thanks,
I
man.
really appreciate it. Whoa, see already some vaginas.
Yeah, vaginas are normal course of business.
Totally.
So we have a couple models on display today. It's really a different strokes for different folks kind of thing when it comes to sex dolls. I guess the first lady I'd like to introduce you to is Jessica. So Jessica here is modeled to have nice large breasts.
Yeah, they almost feel like, almost like Jell-O.
Yeah, almost like Jell-O.
Do you like Jell-O?
I love Jell-O.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So next here we have Tori. So Tori here will have a mouth, and that can be used to receive a penis.
Oh yeah.
Nikki is actually a robot. So what you're able to do with her is basically have some verbal communication.
Do you have any questions?
Would you like to form a bond with me?
I don't care.
And does the dick come off, or it's like, it's a removable? Whoa.
It's a pound of dick right there.
So this is 1 pound. Does it double as a woman as well if you take this out, or not really?
It doesn't, but what we can do is we can take one of these female dolls and put a dick on them.
Wow.
So this is what's called a removable vagina.
Got it. Yeah, sorry, I got a little sidetracked on the removable vagina. But yeah, sorry, just more about my mission. It's kind of just to further understand just how one can like actually bond with one of these.
So when it comes to sex dolls and the bond that you're gonna try and form with the doll, it's all gonna come down to you. Because what you're gonna find with the dolls is they have a persona, they have a face, some of them will talk, but it's going to be your perspective that really brings the personality to the doll.
These dolls were clearly much more about companionship than I had originally imagined, but now it was time to put it all to the test. Rick thought that Monique would be a great match for me, and in order to maximize my chances of forming a bond with her, he allowed me to customize her to my liking. Rick then put all my supplies into a bag and sent me on my way.
Are you sure you don't want to lube for the road, just in case?
Maybe next time. Lube would not be necessary for the mission I was on. Now bonding, that was a whole different story. Getting close with a lifeless object was going to prove harder than Rick had made it out to seem. So how's it going, Monique? So I don't know if I told you, Monique, but I'm on this mission basically to become a better man. So, you know, I'm hoping we can hit it off and connect and in the end, perhaps become a better person. So Monique was not much of a talker. I guess I should have figured that with this sort of relationship. Learning to love Monique was one thing, but her inability to walk was the biggest issue in our relationship so far. Fuck. So far, this has been proving to be quite difficult. She's extremely heavy, and I don't see this bonding really working yet. Fuck. Ah, fuck. Who was I kidding? I didn't know how to love this woman. I clearly didn't know the first thing about companionship. At this point, I needed a teacher, a doll companionship mentor who could help me fall for Monique.
You're so true.
Johnny Tiger is a fully blind, partially deaf, martial artist, teacher, musician, and avid sex doll collector. Hopefully he could teach me a thing or two about how to connect with Monique. Sorry, Johnny.
Hi.
I'm Taji.
How are you?
So nice to meet you, Johnny.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so
Come
much for
on in.
having me today. So this is your bedroom
This is
right
the
here,
bedroom.
Johnny? It's almost like a museum in here.
Yeah, and also just like my man cave. Society basically view me as a martial art teacher, but society is not usually ready to associate that with a more sexual or intimate side of things.
So yes, maybe could we meet the dolls?
This is Stephanie.
So this is Stephanie right here?
Yeah.
Maybe I should, one of the breasts has come, there we go.
For me, these girls is way more than just sexual. They are more like an extension of my more maybe feminine side of my personality.
What sort of feeling would you say that Stephanie evokes from you if you had to, I guess, just put it into words? Like when you look at her, like what goes through your mind?
It's not exactly arousal, it's more like friendship. If Stephanie was a real person, she would be that person that I can work out with and maybe spar with in martial art, because she's in phenomenal shape.
It was clear that Johnny had formed a real bond with Stephanie, and that unique connection was distributed in equal portions to all of his doll ensemble.
Nadia is that person who I would imagine going out for fine dining with. With Sarah, my kind of feeling, she's that person that I can feel comfortable talking about gaming. This one
here
is
we go.
named after my girlfriend, Desi. She and the one beside her, that's Oceania. They are less realistic, but they are phenomenal for cuddling.
So this is a thread you created on a sex doll forum. Johnny has taken his passion for dolls online, where he posts incredibly detailed reviews about them. The other selections I made on Holly was as follows: standing feet, mouth with tongue, fixed vagina, hollow breasts, shrugging shoulders. It struck me how open and forthcoming Johnny was in his reviews. I'm a BBW man. What is BBW?
A big, beautiful women.
Big, beautiful woman man. So you're a BBW kind of guy. But he didn't pull any punches if the dolls did not meet his standards. I almost went with a recommendation until I saw the doll's weirdly tiny shoe size.
The feet were like 3 inches.
It was certainly inspiring to see a man so wholeheartedly committed to something. Stay tuned for more to come! Exclamation mark. I like how you chose to spell come in this instance. So is this your studio over here?
Right in here, right in here. This is
Awesome.
where all the serious stuff
Sorry.
take place. For me, especially as a blind person, I'm confident walking out there, and if anyone was to get in my face and start raising their voice, I'm not scared because I know if it come down to it, I can handle myself.
Should I be worried right now? Is this gonna get intense? Oh my god, alright, uncle. Did I put up an alright fight or not really?
Not really.
Uncle!
Getting cornered by me is a bad idea.
Uncle! You hand over the girl. Hand her over. Uncle!
As a blind person, as a partially deaf person, there are a lot of things that I can't do. But there are a lot of things that I actually can do. And the only thing that's stopping me would be me if I say I can't. I think of martial art and my dolls as both a means to an end, a means to independence, a means to self-expression, and a means to freedom. I am just a simple kind of guy. I'm inferior to no one, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Do you have any advice for me as I kind of try, to fully bond with a doll?
I think when you try a doll, just like going out on your first date, don't try too hard to think about how to establish a connection or bond. Just have fun. Get into it with an open mind, and remember that these ladies, they cannot speak for themselves, they cannot defend themselves, they cannot take care of themselves. So think of it as now you're taking on the responsibility of taking care of a piece of you that you really want to have some good memory with.
As my time with Johnny came to a close, I was filled with a new outlook on companionship. Maybe I was looking at this whole relationship thing the wrong way. Monique is not a human, and I shouldn't expect her to be like one. Monique is totally unique, just as every person and doll on this planet is. After feeling finally okay with all of this, we headed to the park for our first ever date. Sure, some people thought we were weird, but there were also people who found Monique as beautiful as I did.
You are beautiful.
She says thank you. Adorable. And one person even asked if she could interview us. Is that okay? Does that sound good? Okay, yeah.
What do you need the most right now?
I would say I need companionship the most right now, and that's kind of what I've found in Monique. It took a little while to become acquainted, but we're pretty happy right now. Right, Monique? Yeah. Well, you know what? Oh, fuck. God damn it. Shit.
I am just a friend who's here to say you're inferior to no one, so don't let them tell you that you want. Though there were times there will
Companionship never comes easy. It takes time and care to really connect with someone. And if Monique has taught me anything, it's that companionship is really about appreciating someone for who they are, not what you want them to be. So thank you, Monique, for helping me get one step closer to becoming a better man.
What do you need the most in your life?
Like peace and love, pretty much that. Right, Monique? Yeah, Monique agrees.